Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the NBA slate for Thursday. Only a two-gamer tonight, but we do have the Nuggets-Blazers game tonight, which has been one of the best series this entire first round. Looking for more of that tonight with the Blazers on the brink of elimination at home. Should be another absolute great game to watch. And then we have the Suns and the Lakers. The Lakers were shooting up a ton of bricks last game, couldn't buy buckets in the second quarter, and then it was basically over after that. It just got absolutely torched in the second. Hopefully Davis plays today, because without Davis and possibly without KCP, there's just LeBron. It looks like he's still not 100%. He's not been as aggressive. He's been still passive, and without Davis, you need him to be you need him to be aggressive. Hopefully Davis plays. But right now, that first game is just so much more appealing for me to stack up. That's going to be where I have most of my interest in. Just expecting a lot higher scoring of a game and a lot better for fantasy purposes, with the Lakers good defensively and the Suns also good defensively. So let's get into it. As always, appreciate if you guys hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. So Lillard is 10-3. He's $200 more expensive than LeBron James, but expect Lillard to have a huge performance tonight. It's crazy that they ended up losing that game with him dropping 55 on 17 of 24 and nailing 12 threes. He's been awesome this entire series, except for that game against the Nuggets, and that was one where they won by 20, and he didn't have to, in that game 5, game 4, which they won by 20, and didn't have to do too much because other guys like Norman Powell was on fire, McCollum was hitting some shots, so he didn't need to do he didn't need to be super aggressive, and that was good on him, only taking 10 shots. Normally you would see superstars still shoot a bunch, and even when they're not going down, but Lillard, expect him to have a huge performance tonight. Almost had 100 fantasy points last game, which is crazy. Don't think this game is going to go to double overtime again, but I could still see Lillard dropping 60 plus, maybe 70 tonight. The second point guard play that I do like a bit is Chris Paul. He's listed as questionable. Looked like he might have hurt his shoulder again in that game. Still wasn't great. Thought he was going to be a lot better, but they won by 30. He only played 23 minutes. Still was solid with 6 assists, 4 rebounds. He's not going to take a ton of shots. I mean, he has been shooting a lot of threes because he probably doesn't have a lot of range on that shoulder injury still. He's put very cheap, so I think he's probably my second favorite point guard play. Shooter was 0 of 10, 0 of 9 last game. Absolutely dreadful. He's been 3 out of his last 21 or 22 now. Hopefully he steps up today, because they are definitely going to need him without Davis again. And then you have Austin Rivers, 45. He is nice because they seem to be giving him a lot more minutes here. He played 47, so he played 37 in regulation, even with 5 fouls. Good sign to see. He's been hitting his threes, and he's been super their best three-point shooter for the Nuggets this year, and he's been super consistent for them this postseason, nailing threes and not doing too much, just kind of hitting his shots when his number is called on and making plays. So that's it for the main point guard plays. For value, you can look to like Alex Caruso. At shooting guard, Devin Booker looks great, $8,200. You have CJ McCollum right there as well, $600 cheaper at $7,600. And then Campazzo only played 20 minutes. 21 minutes, they ended up going Monty Morris over him to close out that game and into both of those overtimes. I hope he's still going to see decent minutes, but we'll see. Maybe people are jumped off of him because of how little he played last game. And then Powell is 58. He's very shooting dependent because he's not going to get you a lot of rebounds or assists, with Nurkic getting a lot of the rebounds and Lillard, McCollum getting you a lot of assists. Still think he can get hot from the floor and maybe hit value at $5,800. But I'm going Austin Rivers as my shooting guard. Just cheap. Think he can hit value at only $4,500. Small forward, another nugget that I really like is Michael Porter Jr. $6,900. He stepped up nicely last game, 10 of 13. They needed all of those. He clutched down the stretch, got 12 rebounds, and there's still no Will Barton tonight, so you'd expect Porter to play big minutes again. Expect this game to be super close. Wouldn't be shocked if the Nuggets steal this one in Portland and close out the series, but either way, I don't see either one of these teams blowing the other out. I think both teams are going to come ready to play. Only concern slightly is the fatigue factor after playing 50-plus minutes some of these guys did like 2 days ago. But MPJ looks great at that position. You can go Aaron Gordon instead. Maybe go to like Bridges, 5K, who looked nice. Last game was hitting his shots, 3 of 7 from distance. Also had 5 stocks. And then for value, I think you can go Cam Johnson. He's $3,100. He'll play if the games are close, he'll play low 20s in minutes, maybe high teens. At only $3,100, he makes sense as a value play, especially with Crowder getting somewhat up there in price now. He's still playable, but 49 is a lot different than when he was like 44, 43, 41 earlier this series, and he's only had one decent game, one good game where he's hit value. So I think Cam Johnson maybe can get you the similar amount of production, and you can save $1,800. Then Robert Covington also looks appealing. They had to run him at center at times in that overtimes with Nurkic fouling out, and then he himself also, Covington, fouled out as well. $5,100. He's been getting you a lot of rebounds recently, which is nice to see. 11, 9, 11. He's still basically just a three-point shooter and a defensive player. Maybe the rebounds are a nice bump to his floor. But I'd probably like Gordon more than Covington. I'd go Gordon, Covington, and then look to like some of these value plays. Maybe like a JaMychal Green at only $3,300. He's kind of jumped in front of Paul Millsap recently. He's been playing 20 minutes the last couple games, gets you rebounds, maybe an assist or two, can make some shots around the basket, can stretch out, hit a three or two. So two value plays that I like are Cam Johnson and JaMychal Green, just because I can pay up for Lillard. And then at center, I can also pay up for Jokic, and still leaves me with 56 left. So definitely looking to stack up that first game. Probably go with some value plays with the Phoenix Lakers game. I don't think I'll get to LeBron or Davis, just because I want to get to Lillard and Jokic more. And it's going to be tough to get to three superstars. But that's pretty much it for this DraftKings picks. Other guys at center potentially are like maybe Drummond if there's no Davis. If Davis plays, he's only 94, so he looks fine. And then Nurkic's been getting into foul trouble this whole series. He's fouled out in 3 games already this series. The minutes on him are definitely going to be dependent on that, because if he's not in foul trouble, he's going to be out there defending Jokic, but seems to always get into foul trouble against Jokic. So he's still behind. Probably play Ayton over Nurkic just with that concern. But that's it for DraftKings. Let's talk about FanDuel. All right, over on FanDuel here, point guard, Lillard, $11,000. He's much more expensive than any other point guard, but it makes sense given all the upside and given the lack of other pay-ups at the position. So I'll definitely find the coin to get up to Lillard today. Other guys I'm looking at are maybe you can go to Compazzo as just a low-owned play. You can go to Cameron Payne, a guy off the bench that can make some plays. Maybe Monty Morris. He'll probably be lower-owned just because he's more expensive than the starter. But people might chase that last game. I probably wouldn't, though. And then you can go to Caruso as just a value pump play if you need some savings. At shooting guard, definitely Caruso looks better if there's no KCP again. Shooting guard, I like McCollum. Probably want to get to at least one of these two pay-ups if you can, McCollum or Booker. Besides those two, there's only like one or two other options that's like viable. I'm going to play decent minutes. That's Rivers, 5K, and then I have to wait on THT. If there's no KCP, no Davis, he looks fine. If both of those guys play, I don't want to play him at 44. And then I don't really want to get to any of these other 3K guys that don't even play. Wesley Matthews, not interested. Not interested in Craig either. So basically, it's just Rivers, McCollum, and Booker as your 3 options. Small forward, LeBron is 10-6. I think I'd rather go to Porter, save $3,000, and then pay up for like Jokic and pay up for Lillard instead. Especially if Davis plays, because LeBron hasn't looked great this series. And then the other guys to look at, I'm not going to pay $7K for Powell. I'd rather go to like Carmelo at 43. Or go to some of these value plays with Cam Johnson or KCP if he plays. Power forward, we have Gordon at 56. And then you can go all the way down to like if you want to go all the way down to JaMychal Green at 37 and save some money. I think I'll do that at one of my spots. Definitely have a ton of nuggets here, but they're all just really nicely priced. Green is nicely priced. I like Porter, and then Rivers just because there's no options here. Maybe instead of Rivers, we'll bump up to like McCollum instead. Then at center, if we go Jokic, it leaves us with 47.25, so not a ton left, but I think you can make it work if you go cheap at your shooting guard spot with like Rivers, if you wanted to go with like a value play here in the 4K range. Then power forward is probably a position where you can pay down with in the 5K range, and definitely want to maybe grab JaMychal Green as a value play. But that's just about it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Best of luck tonight. I'll catch you all next time.